What's going on, St. Louis? So I am back in the city for another event. Look, I am out here partnered with MoCaFi. We're going to be at Heydays giving some game on real estate, and I'm going to be talking to you about why you're in one of the best real estate markets, especially with everything taking place in the economy right now. Rates are about to drop, home prices are dropping, the rents are high. Look, there's no better time to get into real estate than right now. So what I need you to do is make sure that you're following me. I'm going to give you all of the information that you're going to need. I'm going to show you how to get the money from the banks. I'm going to show you how to evaluate the deals. I'm going to show you how to make more money than you ever thought you can make when it comes to real estate, but you got to make sure that you're tapping in. So I'm out here in St. Louis because I'm sitting on, look, this is a gold mine right now. So what I need you to do is tap in, go to rei90.com and learn why real estate is one of the greatest assets for you to be able to invest in, because there's no other asset class out there that's going to give you the type of returns on top of being able to hedge your bets and put you in a position to where it's almost impossible for you to lose. So stay tuned, and more importantly, y'all make sure that you're tapped in. I'm out here in St. Louis, about to go to the Cardinals game. Y'all already know the drill. Will Roundtree, I'll see y'all at the top. Let's go. So I've experienced the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team. Look, I haven't been to a baseball game since I was 10. So I was excited, but the game a little slow for me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see no grand slam. I didn't see no triple hits. I just saw people swinging, striking out, and one person slid to home base and got out. So it's first day in St. Louis. We're going to keep having a good time. But right now, I got to go see my Packers play. So we're going to go see the Packers play. Packers are playing the Eagles out in Brazil. I was supposed to be there, but I came to St. Louis to come show y'all some love. So let's go watch the Packers play. Let's go. So we are trying to get in to watch my Packers play. And at Sports and Social, it is a $20 cover. What the? Hold on. It's a cover for now?
No, not yet. That's on 10.
Oh, okay. All right, we made it. Whew.
Go on in.
All right, thanks, boss.
Y'all good.
All right, thanks, man. All right, so we finessed the cover fee. So we are in St. Louis, in one of the local areas. Yo, St. Louis is a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. I think it's a slept-on city from a business standpoint, from an economic standpoint. I think, unfortunately, when people come to cities in the Midwest, they're so slept on because of it doesn't necessarily have the notoriety for entertainment and sports and different things of that nature. So, yeah, St. Louis is definitely one of those markets you don't want to sleep on, especially from a business real estate standpoint. So that's why we're out here. We're looking at real estate. We're evaluating deals and all that good stuff. Let me tell y'all right now, America is on sale and the price keeps going down. Who don't want to take advantage when you could buy low? So y'all get y'all money up or get your credit up so you can go get the money so you can buy a piece of America. Right now we heading over to this event over at Heydays. Y'all tap in. I'm about to go burn the stage down. Let's go. Yo, everywhere I go, the REI 90 squad is always in the building. We taking over a city near you. Y'all better be careful, because they hungry. So we're about to pull up to Heydays. Go in here and blaze the stage. Got my good brother Malik Yoba out here. Y'all already know how we do this. We have been empowering the community for the past 10 years. Even more impressive, been doing it out of my own pocket. So, about to go in here and do what we do. Let's go. How you doing, man? Pretty good.
Good to see you.
You too, man.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How you doing? You ready? All right.
Present here, I'm a friend of Travis Spells.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
Good,
From
good.
Associated Bank?
Yes,
Okay.
Sarah Washington.
Okay. How you doing? Thank you. Thank you. You
Yeah.
stay out here?
I will be in a couple months.
Oh,
I came
wow.
out for the event because I want to make sure that I'm meeting people, get connected to the city.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, relocating in a couple
Okay.
months.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely make sure I connect you with all of my contacts here. But
Perfect.
yeah, let's definitely make sure we communicate
Absolutely.
before
Sounds
I
good.
leave.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. What's going on, fella? What's going on with you, bro? Hey, good. How you doing, man? Yes, sir. Good, man. Good to see you, man. Hey.
Good to see you in person, man.
I already know who you are. I can tell by the voice. How y'all doing? No, man.
How are you,
Come
brother?
on, King.
Good to see you, man.
Likewise, man. Good seeing you again, man.
Yes, sir. Yes. Oh, man.
Oh, man. You too, man.
It's on people's cards and those sorts of things. So we're evolving. I'm glad everybody's here. We do have a fun program that's coming that we will be announcing shortly. So make sure if you didn't register or put your information into the system, do that because we're going to have an announcement coming very soon. If you haven't downloaded the On Our Block app, please do so. We got a brand new version coming with the fun that's coming soon. So I'll just honor to have everybody here. I'm gonna pass the mic back to our wonderful host. And if you have any questions, both On Our Block for me, I'm here.
Thank you so much, Stevie. So like we said, we're here right into the business. So who we have coming up now is Mr. Will Roundtree. Now, if you're familiar with Will Roundtree, you already know how he brings it. But if you're not familiar with Will Roundtree, please get ready for some amazing jewels. So at this time, you have your bag that we gave you downstairs. You'll find a pen in there and a notepad if you did not come prepared to take notes. So you did not come prepared, please get that notepad and that pen out now because Mr. Will Roundtree, Midwestern Vegas, well, he's from Midwest, he's based in Vegas. He is coming to the stage to drop these gems right now, so give it up for Mr. Will Roundtree.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. How y'all doing today? Yeah. Just all right? Yeah. Y'all got the itis? What's going on? So before we get started, give MoCaFi and On Our Block a round of applause for putting the event like this together. All right, so hold on. I need y'all to do better than that. Because if Jay-Z and Beyonce was on stage, y'all would be out there hitting backflips. Because I need y'all to cheer like y'all here for y'all. Hold on. So when I say give it up for MoCaFi and yourselves, I want y'all to rock the roof off this building. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yeah. So give it up for MoCaFi and yourselves for being here.
yourselves. Because Jay-Z ain't got no money for y'all. MoCaFi did. All right, so I got a question for you guys and girls, and I want you to write this question down. Who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? And by the end of this event, hopefully you can answer that question. So I can remember when I got into entrepreneurship about 20 years ago, I went to my mentor and I asked him, I said, hey, can you teach me how to be wealthy? Because you know this whole thing about being wealthy and making a lot of money and all that. He said, absolutely, Will. And I said, no, but I want you to teach me how to get wealthy like today. And he said, absolutely, I got you. And he said, 1 + 1 is 2. Write that down. Some of you might forget that. And so I was like, 1 + 1 is 2. I already knew that. So I need you to give me the real stuff. I know you teach people the fluff stuff, but I need you to give me the real stuff. He said, Will, 1 + 1 is 2. And so I got really frustrated. Anybody ever joined a program or had a mentor? Who said hell yeah? And you like, you know what, just get to the good stuff. And you got frustrated. Because you was like, look, I already know that 1 + 1 is 2. And so he said, so a couple days later went by, he called me into his office. He said, Will, I have an opportunity for you. I need you to go out there and find a real estate deal that we can do together. And I need you to figure out how we can get into this real estate deal without using any of our own money. But you can't borrow it from a friend or a family member. And I said, that's easy. None of my friends or family got no money. And so he said, once you figure that out, I'll show you how to get wealthy. So I sat there and pondered and I went back and forth and I couldn't figure it out to save my life. And so he called me about a week later and I was dodging his call and eventually he just pulled up on my house. I was like, okay. He was like, Will, did you figure it out? I said, unfortunately, I didn't. He said, let me show you. What I'm going to do, you guys want to write this down. We're going to go to the bank and use your good credit. We're going to go and ask the bank for a line of credit for $50,000. And then we're going to go find a house that's $100,000. And we're going to take 20% of this 100,000 from this 50. How much is 20% of 100,000? So we're going to take 20,000 from here and go buy this house. And the bank is going to finance the other 80%, which is 80,000. And then the rent from this house is going to cover the 20,000 and the 80,000. And he said, that's how you become wealthy. 1 + 1 is 2. Blew my mind. Did y'all catch that? See, the reason I wanted to show you this and the reason he broke that down for me is he said, Will, it's simple. We overcomplicate everything. How many people have tried to bake a cake before and just screwed it up? I know I'm not the only one. Why? Because we don't know how to follow instructions. See, making money and building wealth is 1 + 1 equals what? 2. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here today. How many people are ready for that? Oh, yeah. 3 people? Okay. Can we get a paper towel or something? This dry erase board not working. Okay, so I'm going to teach you 4 simple steps, 4 strategies that changed my life. Okay? The first one, mindset. The next one, credit. The next one, understanding the cost of money. See, it's one thing to make money, but we have to understand the cost of money. And then lastly, assets. What's 1 + 1? 2. 1 + 1? 2. We got to keep it that simple. We have to keep it that simple. So, understanding mindset. Who knows what mindset is? What's that? Don't all speak at once. Say that again. It's how you think. Write that down. See, the first thing he said, Will, when you change the way you think, that's when you'll become successful. You have to change, you have to erase everything that you know about money? Because what was the question I asked at the beginning? What's that? Who do you listen to? Where did most people learn about money? What's that? Family? Who else? Friends? Where else? Media? School? Now, did any of those individuals have what you wanted? So we listened to who? We listened to the wrong people. So understanding that I had to change my mindset and completely learn and unlearn everything that all of these individuals had taught me, and I had to learn something different. Y'all catching this? Because see, unfortunately, here's the unfortunate part. The people who love us the most has done the most damage to us financially. See, my parents, they did a good job raising me and giving me discipline and work ethic, but they didn't know anything about money. See, here's an unpopular statement, and I was actually just talking to Cuddy about this. Our parents' generations sold off Big Mama's houses. Let me explain. See, our grandparents, how many people had grandparents here who owned land and real estate? Oh, yeah. Pretty much everybody. Now, how many people still have that land and real estate? Most of the hands went down. I read an article about 2-3 months ago that there's a city somewhere in Georgia that sold $1.3 billion of wealth from the black community. 1.3 billion. Why? Because we didn't have the right mindset about money. Now, why do you think they sold that off? They needed the money. They didn't know the value. What else? They lost. Yeah. I met somebody who actually lost a $1 million real estate portfolio for $2,000 in taxes. Listening to the wrong people.
Wanting to move to the suburbs.
Wanting to move to the suburbs. So we have to first get our mindset in check. So when I was going to my mentor and said, look, I need you to teach me how to become wealthy quickly, he said, Will, you don't even have the right mindset yet. So a lot of us are wanting something, but we're not even ready if the opportunity smacks us in the face. We have to be ready. But first, we have to think different. Who you listen to? How many people have went to their friends, family, and relatives and said, I'm about to join this real estate thing, or I'm about to get a mentor, or I'm about to invest in this program, and they said, you're about to waste your money. How many people have dealt with that before? I'm pretty sure, come in here. But here's the thing. I often find that we're listening to people who borrow money from us. So they clearly was listening to the wrong people. So we have to unlearn everything that we learned up until today. And we got to keep it simple. Write that down. Got to keep it simple. Because it's really not that hard. And I'm going to show you some steps here that you can take today. And there's a ton of resources that you'll be able to tap into that will help you to execute on that. So once you understand, you got to change the way you think, then you'll become successful. Then we have to unlearn everything that they taught us about credit. You know, credit like a bad word in the black community. Why is that? We don't know. What else?
Not understanding what credit can do for you.
That's a good one. What else?
People related to debt.
They related to debt. That's a good one. But here's the thing that nobody taught us. There's different types of debt. That's right. Would you guys write this down? See, the first one is called unstructured debt. Unstructured debt. That's the debt that scares people. That's the debt our parents was in. That's the debt that the media pushes. Let me tell you what unstructured debt is. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Oh, yeah. You gotta check. All right.
Unstructured debt is buying that car you can't afford. Unstructured debt is buying a big house that you can't afford. Now everybody in the house, including the dog, help pay the mortgage. That's right. To show off to people who you don't even like coming to your house. Because see, here's the thing, and I read something. Car notes is what keep people broke. The average car note in North America right now is $700 to $900. So that's the average car note. We're not talking about insurance. We're not talking about maintenance. $700 to $900 a month. Now, here's what blew my mind. I've never heard anybody complain about their car payment or the interest they pay on their car. But they always complain about the interest when it comes to leveraging credit, which is what I'm going to teach you here today. So now, as I started to learn that we had to unlearn everything and change our mindset about credit, here's something that blew my mind. Y'all ready for this?
Yes.
Credit is an illusion. Did y'all know that? And, write this down. How many people here play the lottery? They got a lottery here in St. Louis? So everybody in St. Louis can't. I know y'all be playing with scratch offs. See, you have a 1 in 300 million chance in winning the lottery. But when I show you what you can do with credit, credit is actually a winning lottery ticket. And I'm going to show you that here today. So we had unstructured debt. Let me show you the next one. Structured debt. Write that down. See, structured debt, that's how you get rich. That's where the wealth comes in at. But again, because we haven't learned and we have to unlearn everything about credit, we've been conditioned to think that credit is bad. But it's not. It's that we've only been accustomed to using structured debt. See, unstructured debt. See, when we use structured debt, let me show you what structured debt looks like. Okay. So when they go and build a hotel, do you think they're paying cash? What do you think they're doing? What's that?
Credit.
What's that? They're using the bank's money, and the bank money is what? Credit. When they go and pull and do a hedge fund, what do you think that is? They're using somebody else's money, which is what? Credit. So we have to understand that credit is really just a byproduct. Credit is really, write this down, credit is just a tool. See, we have to learn how to leverage these tools that have been put in place for us to be able to capitalize. Because here's the thing, and this is something that I learned a long time ago. You cannot save yourself to prosperity. That's right. Meaning you can't save money to get to where you want to be financially. You can't. It's impossible. You got inflation, you got taxes, all of those things make it almost impossible for you to get to where you want to get to. See, here's something. How many people work for a company? Raise your hands. Hi. Okay. How many people that work for a company have like a 401k or a retirement fund that you can invest in? Raise your hands. Okay. So I read a statistic that the average person who works 40 years, who contributes to their investment retirement account or their 401k, if they actually contributed their max match, should have about $242,000 saved after 40 years. That's what you should have. And this has to last another, 20, 30 years? But they said the average person after 40 years actually only has about $80,000. And what I'm going to show you here today is going to blow your mind, because I'm going to give you some statistics on how to leverage this information and keeping it simple that will blow this out the water. How many people are here for that? Oh, yeah. So y'all going to go back to y'all job and say, you know what, I'm out of here. Just make sure you get your real estate first before you
So we got to understand credit. You can just understanding that thing right there, you're already ahead of the curve. We have to understand that credit is just a byproduct. Now, in the event that something goes wrong on this step with credit, they have something called, write this down, restructured debt. Restructured debt. How many people know what restructured debt is? Okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's called bankruptcy. Now, they didn't tell us, we didn't get the memo, that bankruptcy is really just a tool. We didn't get that memo. See, we thought bankruptcy was for poor people or broke people. No. Wealthy people leverage bankruptcy as a tool. It's an asset because what it does is it protects your assets. See, we go and file bankruptcy because we rented some furniture from Rent-A-Center. That's why we go file bankruptcy. And change your whole identity for that fake leather set. See, we gotta do better. So credit, we got unstructured debt, we have restructured debt, and then we have structured debt. See, what structured debt is credit. It's a tool. Now, let me tell you why understanding how to maneuver leveraging credit is so important. Okay? So let's say you have $50,000 of your own cash money to go invest in some real estate or a business or whatever the case may be. And you lose that $50,000. How are you going to feel? Remember, it's your $50,000. How you going to feel? By the looks of some of y'all faces, y'all probably going to be mad because you're trying to visualize it. But here's what I learned when I asked that question. Most of us don't have $50,000. So we don't even know what that feeling would feel like. But now let me ask you a question. Now we're going to go and get the bank's $50,000. And let's say you do a deal that goes bad. How are you going to feel? Why not? Because you go file bankruptcy. You're going to restructure your debt. But here's the trick to that. Here's the trick. See, we think losing the bank's money, and I'm not advocating this by any means, because life can happen. But we think by going through that process that it's over, and it's not. Because you can go out there and rebuild your credit. You can go out there and use your partner's credit. So we just have, see, this is the thing I would often tell people, especially in our community. We don't have a money problem, we have a strategy problem. We lack strategy. Because we got money. We got money. We just put it to the wrong use sometimes. So we got to understand how credit works. You have to. This is the secret sauce right here. Now, a couple days ago, I did a live on YouTube, and I said, if I had to start my journey all over again, what would I invest in first, real estate or traditional business? Let me ask you all, which one would you start first, traditional business or real estate first? Real estate. Y'all must have watched that video. Real estate. This is why I would do real estate first. Okay? See, if I open a traditional business, there's so many things that are out of my control. One, when you start a business, do you even know anything about business? Oh, no. But we open them up every day. Now, I'm not saying don't open the business. What I'm saying is that we have to learn the basics first. Secondly, you have something called competition. Third, you got to deal with employees. How many people have to hire people? How difficult? I know you know how that feels, Brian. See, there's too many things you can't control. But then here's something that nobody rarely thinks about when it comes to running a traditional business. What do you do when that business fails? Because What's the percentage of businesses failing in North America? Write that down, 90%. 90% of businesses fail in North America every single day. This isn't Will Roundtree stats. This is the bank, this is SBA, this is Fundera. All of those places tell you that 90% of businesses fail, which is why most banks don't give out small business loans, because they know statistically you're going to fail. So we're constantly jumping into a space that there's a 90% failure rate on top of all of the things we can't control when running a business. Now, if the business goes bad, how do you dig yourself out of that? How do you stabilize that? Anybody? Or we don't know. And that's the thing that perplexes me and why we continue to start a business without a real plan. So now, let me tell you why if I had to start all over again, knowing these 4 steps, which I'm going to go over the last 2, why I would go into real estate first. 1, I can go into real estate and all I have to know is 1 + 1 equals what? 2. That's all I need to know. And I'm going to show you why and how that benefits you. Secondly, I can go and leverage the bank's money to buy the property. And if something goes bad in that transaction, what can I do? Sell it. Or rent it, or you can borrow. Write that down. Did you know when you own an asset, you can borrow against it tax-free? Let me say that again, Brian. They must don't understand how tax-free money feels. Look, y'all ever watch the Jeffersons? Remember when George was walking? Because he was getting tax-free money. Look, you walk different with a 700 in tax-free money. See, the thing here, write this down. See, real estate stabilizes your finances. Real estate stabilizes your finances because if something goes wrong, which when I show you this formula, it's going to blow your mind. You always have an asset that you can borrow against or sell it. So at minimum, you can break even. Let me say that again, you can break even. Now, if you go and buy a business, and that business fails miserably, and after you put 20, 30, 40, 50,000, and it fails, like how do you stabilize that? How do you break even from that? You don't. In 2014, I invested in a tax franchise. Okay? I want y'all to write some of these figures down. Okay? The franchise cost me $35K. All right? I'm going to show you how to do evaluations when you're calculating what's called your all-in cost. All-in, I-N, your all-in cost. Okay? Then my rent, because I went and got a 3,000 square foot building. I was more excited about the building than the business. Because us as black people, oh yes, we love to let people know we got a building. And no customers. We love to let people know. We don't even be owning the building. My rent was $3,500 a month, but I had to multiply that times 12. What's 35 times 12? Somebody quick. We got calculators. Huh? What is it, 42? We'll just say 45K. So I had to calculate the 45K that it was going to cost me to keep the building open for the year. Because tax season is like 10 weeks. You have to make your money in 10 weeks to cover all of your expenses for the year. I didn't know that because I was listening to the wrong person. Then I had my marketing costs, $5,000 a month. What's 5,000 times 12? 60. How much? 60. Okay. 60K? Okay. Then I had my internet provider. I had basically another $10,000 a month. How much is that? We got 5. How much is that? 7, 11, 12. So we got 15. That's $155K that I had to invest just before I even got a customer. All right, y'all watching this, right? Now, here's something that they don't teach you in business. They don't teach you how to get customers. Anybody opened a business before and nobody taught you how to get customers? I didn't see that course online yet. And so I had invested all of this money. I had $155,000 in expected expenses that year, and the business failed miserably. I actually lost everything. And I had nothing to fall back on. Because remember, I didn't own the building. I didn't own the company. I can't sell it because it's not worth nothing. I have no customers. And this is why we fail at a rate of 90% in business every single year. And so, I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like for real estate, but I'm going to go over these last 2 steps. So, we understand we got to change our mindset. When you change the way you think, that's when you become what? All right, go back to that part of y'all notes. Real quick. All right, let's try this again. When you change the way you think, that's when you become what?
Well, successful.
All right, we're going to try this one more time. All right. It's successful. When you change the way you think, that's when you become successful. I knew we could do it. Credit. What's the 3 debt structures? Okay, I heard it out there somewhere. Okay. Next, we got to understand the cost of money. That right there, that's a tough one for us. We like to spend money on everything that does not make us money. But when it comes to making money, we don't want to spend money because we don't understand the cost. See, did you know that there is are my banks here? U.S. Bank back here? Okay, I'm about to tell y'all secrets. Okay? So, did you know that the cheapest money you can get are from the banks and what's called unsecured credit? Unsecured credit or unsecured debt. And this is what I mean. In 2016, I bought my first investment property with a credit card. Blew my mind. I didn't even know we could do this. Because remember, somebody told me that credit was what? Bad. And so when I learned that I can buy a property with a credit card, it blew my mind. Because it was the cheapest money that I could get. Now, here's another secret. Most banks don't like to give what's called small business loans. Okay, unless you've been in business 2 years. Now, SBA has some different programs out there and different things like that. But let me tell you something that changed my life in understanding money. Okay, I can leverage unsecured credit, which is usually credit cards and business lines of credit, and go out there and leverage that money to go and buy real estate. Now, write this down. And I heard somebody say this earlier. There's another strategy. Debt is tax-free. Let me tell you why that's so powerful. Brian, for every dollar you make, how much of that is taxed?
Regular ordinary income?
Regular ordinary income. Y'all heard that, right? One of the best tax specialists in the country. But if I go and get $1 from U.S. Bank, I don't pay taxes on that money. Now, let me tell you why that's important. If you're trying to save your way to prosperity, what happens?
Every time you take a step, what happens? Uncle Sam does what? So it's like a counterintention. And so when I started to learn that wealthy people know how to play with, write this down, OPM, which stands for what? That was a game changer. Because all I had to do was understand the cost of the money. See, write this term down, opportunity cost. See, I just have to understand the opportunity cost of money. Meaning, if I go and borrow $1 and learn how to make 2.5x for every dollar, how many times am I going to go borrow $1? Y'all didn't catch that one? I'm going to say it one more time. So if I go and borrow $1 and I make 2.5x on that dollar, how many times am I going to go borrow $1? As many times as I can. Why? Because it didn't cost me anything. Because remember, the cost of that dollar was covered by what? The 2.5x. See, what I'm teaching y'all really is 5th grade math. Y'all know that, right? This 5th grade math. But unfortunately, 5th grade math. Y'all see 5th grade math right now? I remember one day my son came home. He was like, Dad, can you help me with my homework? And I opened that book. I found him a tutor really quick. I used credit to pay for this tutor. I used credit to pay for this tutor very quickly. So we have to understand the cost of money. And once I put this equation and formula together for you, it's going to tie everything in. Because so now, I've changed my mindset. I've learned to use credit. I'm going to use other people's money for the opportunity costs and learn how much the money costs to go out there and buy what? Assets. Who knows what an asset is? Shout it out. What's an asset? What's that? Okay, you're close. Something you own that makes you money. We need to understand that. An asset is something you own that makes you money. The reason I need you all to know that, because we have things that we think are assets. That car is not an asset. I don't care how fly it is. Because it doesn't make money in spite of you. Let me give you some other financial terms that we need to know. Write this down. Passive income. Who knows what passive income means? Yes.
Making money with little to no effort.
Making money with little to no effort. Basically, that means, how many people in here are real estate investors? Take a look at them. They're usually the happiest because they just got some rental deposits. That needs to go. That's passive income. They're here making money. That's passive assets. Now, here's another indicator of an asset. Because you can make money in a lot of different things. Stocks, crypto, all of those things can make money. But let me tell you my favorite type of money. Okay? You guys might want to write this on a new sheet of paper in big, bold letters. My favorite type of money is cash flow. That means you get it every single month passively, regardless of what you're doing. I'm going to use other people's money to buy assets to produce me cash flow. And that cash flow is going to pay for that money, and then I pocket the difference. When you learn that, which is what I'm going to show you here real quickly so we can get to the next guest, your life will never be the same. Y'all ready for that strategy? Yeah. Y'all ready? Yeah. All right. I was expecting y'all to keep the whoops going while I was y'all catching on real quick. All right, so in 2016, I remember reading a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How many people familiar with that book? Yeah, if you haven't read that book, go read it. Then I remember playing a game called Monopoly as a kid. How many people play Monopoly? See, Monopoly, although it was a game, did you know it was really teaching you something? We just thought it was a game. But sometimes they say you got to put the medicine in the what? Y'all don't have grandmas? Sometimes you got to put the medicine in the food, okay? Unless I said that saying wrong. I don't know. Did I say it wrong, Ryan? Oh, don't even tequila. Y'all get that. Or no. The medicine and the Hennessy, because they drink a lot of Hennessy. Okay, so here's what I learned from Robert Kiyosaki playing the game Monopoly. Okay? You use other people's money. So I heard Robert Kiyosaki say in an interview how he got into real estate is he saw a property that was for $20,000. Write this down, because this is the 1 + 1 = 2. So now, for any investment property, you need to have 20% down. Write that down. You need 20% down. What's 20% of 20,000? $4,000. This is his down payment. And he said he didn't have the cash. So what he did is he pulled the $4,000 from his credit card. Okay? So he took the credit card, used it for his down payment, went and bought the property that was $20,000. The bank financed the other $16,000. And then after rents were collected, he was able to pay for the debt on the $4,000 and then able to pay for the debt on the $16,000. And he said he made about $30 a month profit. Now, a lot of people will be like, that's not a lot of money. Let your check be missing $40. You count to the penny. So we have to understand this. So I'm going to go through this process very quickly for you. Okay? So 1 + 1 being 2, I need you to go out there and get your credit in position. You need a minimum 700 credit score. Once you have your credit in position, you're then going to go and set up a business entity such as an LLC, a corporation, whichever. And then you can go to as many banks in North America and go and leverage their credit. As many banks as you want. A lot of banks you can get up to what's called their threshold, write these terms down, of $50,000 with little to no documentation. Little to no documentation. Because as long as you have good credit, you got your entity set up, you can go and get up to $50,000 per bank. Let me say that again, per bank. So now, out here in St. Louis, and I've been driving around with my mentee, Jabril Muhammad. Jabril, raise your hand. And then my realtor, Ivy. They've been showing me real estate out here for the past several months. Let me tell y'all something. How many people in here live in St. Louis? Y'all better start buying this real estate. I'm telling y'all, it's no coincidence that they built in Midtown up and all of this stuff. We call it the hood, but other people call it treasures.
They gave us time.
So let me break this down real quick. So now, what I show people is how to go and invest in real estate, and here's my breakdown in keeping it so simple. I go and look for properties that are $100,000 and less. $100,000 and less. I did a search out here in St. Louis. There's over 580 properties that are $100,000 and less. Over 500.
Is that LESS less?
Less. That means it's some less than $100,000. Okay? And remember, we can go to U.S. Bank or whatever bank and get up to how much? Okay, so now for every property you need to bring, what's the percentage? 20%. So I can pull the 20,000 from this 100,000. Okay? And then I'm going to use the rental income, not your income, but whose income? Rental income. To be able to cover the cost of that 20,000 plus the other 80,000 that the bank is covering, and then that in return, because the average rental property in North America right now is how much? It's about $1,500. And we talking about like in the hood. So how much did I say the average car note is in North America? Did you know your mortgage payment on a $100,000 property using a commercial loan? We're my lender, Jeff. Jeff, he's my lender right here. He helps people get into rental properties without any paperwork. Well, little or no paperwork. I have a client with no job and he's bought, what, 5 properties? Just this strategy right here. And he's 23 years old. Y'all better go speak to Jeff. I'm telling y'all. So hold on, I got like 2 minutes. All right. So you're going to go get your money from U.S. Bank. You're going to go and contact Jeff. Jeff is going to help you get a loan for this $100,000 property. And the mortgage on a $100,000 property is, guess how much? $700. So y'all driving your rental property around. Like, think about that. See, we need to go and get the rental properties, then let the rental income pay for the car. But we do it backwards. We go get the car and then can't afford to get the rental property. So you're gonna get your credit right. Okay? Everybody say, get your credit right. Get your credit right. Then you're gonna go to U.S. Bank. Everybody say U.S. Bank. Then you're gonna go contact Jeff. Okay? Then you're gonna get with Ivy. Ivy said, "Will, if you don't hurry up and come and teach these people, I'm gonna sell you everything." I'm trying to get them going, Ivy. So you're gonna get with Ivy. She's gonna help you find a property, $100,000 or less. Jeff is gonna close it for you. I'm telling you, when you do real estate, you don't even have to do the work. You don't even have to do the work. And then they'll get that closed up for you, and then you're going to be making money month after month after month. And then, let me show you how to get your next property. I got like 1 minute left. So then, you're going to hold this property. You're not going to sell it. You're going to hold it for 6 to 12 months. And then you're going to call Jeff again and say, Jeff, and write this term down. Can you refinance this property for me? Because remember, even though you bought it for 100, now it may be worth 150, but you done started to pay the mortgage down, so now you owe less than $80,000. So Jeff is going to refinance this property for you, pull the money out, what? Say tax-free. Tax-free, and you're going to take that money tax-free that Jeff is going to give you, and you're going to go out there and buy another property. That's it. All right, I'm done. Oh, yeah. Was that?
And I just wanted to say too, Will, just seeing with me being in the real estate space, it's been easier for people to get cash flow and property than it is to get a home.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. Let me say this again. I have a 23-year-old mentee with no job who's bought 5 properties. Let me show you another one. One of my mentees right here. Jeff, how much money have we helped you get in credit in 90 days?
Over 300,000.
Say that. Come on to the mic. Say that one more time. Come on, say that. So in 90 days, we helped Jeff, how much?
300,000.
All right.
How long did it take you?
Over 90 days. Or 90 days.
And I just told y'all, after 40 years of working a job that gives you a slice of pizza on day, after your 40 years, you got an average of $80,000 that has to last you the rest of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, who are you listening to? That's right.
Well, in a minute, you might be ready to DJ cut, okay? But right now, I want to say thank you, Will, for that. I think everybody in here feels what you're saying.
It's your favorite financial coach, Dion Motley from Legacy Changers Academy. I just attended the MoCaFi on our block event where we learned from Will Roundtree as well as Malik Yoba about real estate investing. The one thing that I learned that I'm taking away is that your network is determined by your net worth, or your net worth is determined by your network. I think I said that right the second time. So it was really great to be in the room, in the space with other like-minded people and learning about the real estate game as well as real estate investing. So a lot lot of takeaways, but keep in mind that the people that you know are the people that will determine how far you go in the future.
St. Louis, what's going on? We're about to pull up at Ash Cigar Lounge out here in St. Louis. I guess this is like the after event, after party, whatever you want to call it, for tonight's event. We about to go in here, we about to fellowship, we're about to break some bread. Y'all already know we about to spark up one of them good cigars. So St. Louis has shown nothing but love, man. So thank you all for the hospitality. And now we're about to go break some bread, have some fun. So y'all already know, let's go. This is to everybody who came out, all of the beautiful people, and again, thank you to the city of St. Louis for hosting us. Oh yeah, and the shooters. What type of shooters? We gotta. Okay. Yeah, we gotta clarify. We gotta clarify.
Oh yeah. Real quick.
He ain't finished.
Just to reiterate, man, thank you to the Dakari staff just for making an amazing event. The idea was always for On Our Block to be part fellowship, inspiration, and information, and we did it in a big way. And I really appreciate y'all. This is the first of many, so thank you.